first walk here on the moon, looking for any signs of intelligent life.
Pika pika.
Sir, you're not gonna believe what I'm seeing. It looks like a big Pikachu EX is heading straight for the moon!
Pika pika.
Today we're looking at the biggest movers and shakers in Pokemon, and there are some cards that have been making some insane moves. Let's check it out. We will start off with Pikachu. Yes, we are going crazy right out of the gate with the Pikachu EX. Let's see what we're at. Ooh, now this isn't even the big dog. This is a little baby mouse here. The Pikachu EX Gold Edition up 142%. This Pikachu has been going crazy, $95, and I don't really see this going down anytime soon. Coming down to the listings, and this is where it gets a little scary, guys, because these are all one of one listing. You got 3 pages of them. How many do we have in total? We have not 125, but merely 25 of these. So 25 of these on TCG Player right now. There are more on eBay, which are probably selling for a lot more. Hey, look, someone just listed one for $89.78. Should I buy it? Next up, we have our Pikachu EX. And yeah, I checked this 2 days ago and it was $500 and now it is at $575. How many are available? 17. So there have been a few more added. There was about 10 when I looked earlier, and that's bringing the price down a little bit, but it's still, the pull rate of this card is so low that this is most likely going to, it might continue to climb, guys. Here's an example of over 700 packs opened and what they got. They did not get any of these special illustration rares or even this shiny rare out of 700 packs. And yes, that does include the Pikachu EX here. I don't know if you see my mouse. There it is, jiggling. There it is. It's a 0% chance, so they did not even pull it out of 684 packs of Surging Sparks. Here's another data point for you for all my data heads. The SIR, it's 1 in 960. So that's if you want a specific special illustration rare. If you want any special illustration rare, it's 1 out of 87. So out of 87 packs of Pokemon cards, are you buying 87? That's 2 boxes. That's over 2 boxes. That's almost 3 full boxes. For one special illustration rare, to give you an idea of how unlikely it is to pull these. I know you see these posted every day on social media and everyone's saying, hey, look what I got this cool card. But you're only seeing the good news. You're not seeing all the failures along the way. This should help put it in perspective. And this is why I always say you should just buy the singles if you want the single card, because you could spend thousands of dollars trying to find this Pikachu and still not get it. Let's have a look at Pikachu EX. This is the flip side of the coin. This has fallen 31%, 23% here. Now that is a good sign of maybe what is to come, or maybe just the hit rates have been revealed. How many do we have here? We have 37. So quite a few more of these in circulation. This Pikachu EX, which I think is a great looking card. Like if you compare this card to this card, you know, not that different. People want what they want. Here we are. It started only at $34 and the Pikachu EX at $575, guys. And I will also say, I say buy singles, but do not buy this Pikachu right now at this price. There will be reprints. I do not think this Pikachu should be worth $500, $600, $700. A lot of the Charizards aren't even worth that much. We'll get into it. I know I've said this before, but I'll say it again. Just always buy the singles. If you want the single card, you are always going to come out behind if you're trying to pull a specific card. Just buy the single, save yourself a lot of money and a lot of headache. It's not as fun to rip it, I know, but that is the play for single cards. Before we get to those Charizards, let's have a look at a couple other cards here. We have our Magikarp Paldea Evolved, and it is one of the nicest cards in any of the Scarlet and Violet set. I think I really love this card, and it is moving up pretty significantly. But there's only 20 of them listed on TCG Player right now. $175, guys. Paldea Evolved. People are starting to give a little side eye. Hey, maybe I should get back to old Paldea. These are selling for $150 recently here. Be careful when you're searching down here because these are Japanese, Korean. This is a PSA Gem Mint 10. For $140, and it is Japan. So you got to scroll a little bit to see the actual cards you're looking for, and $150 here for the Magikarp. 175 it appears to be the cheapest it's going for.
But Cassidy, why are all the values of the cards going up in these other sets? Isn't everybody just buying Surging Sparks?
Well, little Timmy, when you can't buy Surging Sparks or you don't have the money for it and you still want Pokemon cards, you go to these sets. And as people start going to these sets, they start to become collectors of these sets. And as they become collectors of these sets, these cards become more desirable. So that is your Magikarp. When it first came out, it skyrocketed, right? It took off to the moon. People said, wow, $60. And then it dropped down to 55. And then it went up to a little bit to 68. And then it went up to 90. Then it went up to 100. Then it went to 144. And then it tanked again, right? When the hype died down. Now it's up to 175 or 152. If you look at the graph here, up 150%. But in my opinion, if you're at a peak, you're not buying. You're waiting for the card value to go down at least a little bit. See how we're already starting to taper off? Wait for it to go down, then look at purchasing it. Let's have a little look at the Squirtle here. Squirtle Squirt, as he says. We're down to $31, its lowest market value, and now we are up a 30% increase for Lay Squirtle. If we look at the entire graph, it's up 99%. Look at this jump, guys. $31 to $45 in what, the matter of less than a month? The hype is spreading. The hype is spreading to all the sets. Yeah, I know everyone already loves 151, but it's seeing a resurgence again because of those Costco sets dropped and everybody started getting into the hobby again. It's just growing and growing and growing right now. Let's check out this Arceus V-Star, an amazing looking card, and we are up 14% over the last month. And how about the last year? Well, a little different story. We're up 27%. 85% would have been your peak, $99. Right now, you can get it for $84.49 on TCG Player. Our lowest, what was our lowest? $50. So you could almost have doubled your money if you would have bought this at the bottom. I mean, some cards are just so striking that you know they're going to have value forever, right? This is one of them. Pikachu, some of these Pikachu cards, they're going to always have value. The Squirtle, a lot of them tend to be iconic. This is, in my opinion, the best Arceus card they've made so far. At $84, I think this is worth the price. So really quickly, I want to touch on this Pikachu EX down 55% decrease over the past month. One thing you can look at is there's 103 in circulation, and as these cards are added into the circulation, people just undercut each other, and the value just goes down, 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 down. It's a race to the bottom usually right out of the gate, and here you have just another example of that. They were selling for $19, and they're all the way down to $8.47. A race to the bottom, that sounds like a bad thing. No, that's actually good for you. As long as you're not buying these right at the beginning, you can get these a lot cheaper later down the road. As promised, here is our big boy Charizard EX looking first. Let's see, 1 month. Let's see what he has moved up 38%, almost 39%. Over the past year, though, he has dropped down 12% from $142 down to $109.96. But let's just look at the last 3 months, up 26%. So if you would have got him at any point here in the last 3 months and just held on to it, boom, you're up $42. So this is an interesting graph. So it shows pretty much what happens with FOMO, right? Boom. It comes out, the card goes popping off. People go crazy. $184. How many people paid for that? They had the first buyer remorse. There were 81 people bought it at that price. And they've been sitting on that card. They lost about half their value, $80. That's rough. And then at one point, they might have sold at $103. Or they might still sell now and hold on to that. Or maybe they're holding on. Either way, I think this card right here, Charizard's iconic, going to be around forever. You know, there's always a Charizard chase card every year. So at $104, this might not be a bad investment as far as a good time to buy for a Charizard card. Like, we're basically at the bottom of this entire graph, which tells me not a bad time to buy. Here's a video about prismatic evolutions. Be sure to check this out if you're looking at getting those cards because they're going to be more sold out than Surging Sparks is now. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.